Hey there, how are you today? It is a warm Saturday, and I just was thinking about some stuff today. Yesterday, I kind of got down in the dumps, and it wasn't that I was. I don't know. It was weird. It wasn't a doom and gloom thing. It was just sort of this heaviness that sat over me, and so I just thought, man, I gotta snap out of this. This isn't healthy. This is not positive or good. And but sometimes it's so hard to do that. And so this morning when I got up, I had my coffee. I always have my dogs in my lap, had my little quiet time, and I made sure that I got up and went out for a walk. And lately I have been reading about brain health. And one of the things that I was reading about brain health is that instead of just simply walking, maybe just doing a little interval training. Like, so say for example, if you are going to walk for 30 minutes, then instead you could maybe work in 4 1-minute sections of either jogging or walking as fast as you can, and just getting your heart rate up and kind of get some endorphins going. And it seemed to just make a lot of difference. So that was one of the things that I did today to really pick me up, is just get out first thing in the morning and just get going. And then when the grandkids got up, it's like, come on, we got to go for a walk. Although we've been doing that pretty well, because that's something that their mom wants me to do, is to get them up and make sure that they're going and not just sitting around or whatnot. So we've kind of stayed on a schedule. And hey Nina, and so the grandkids are still here with me now. Christina, my stepdaughter, is a nurse, so she is definitely essential. And we got news yesterday that was also kind of stressful, in that Montgomery County was following Houston, and we were going to shut everything down except for essential personnel, and we're basically homebound. So yeah, and that's really scary when your husband owns a business. So there's a lot of stress and tension going on. He called the county, and luckily he is viewed as essential, so he's open. And so if you need an eye exam, you can go see him, as long as there's not more than 10 people in the office at a time. So, but it just got me to thinking that we're just not in control as to what's going on here, and that's hard. But the only thing we can do is control our attitudes and what we're doing. And one of the things that I have decided to do is that every morning after I have coffee with the pups, that I'm going to go out and I'm moving my body, and it needs to be a little bit more vigorous than just walking. I need to do something kind of interval. And this old 50-year-old girl doesn't need to go to CG or Insanity workouts or anything like that, because basically I just hurt myself when I do that, but I do need to get moving and get some endorphins going. Before this whole coronation thing, I used to think of self-care and all that as like maybe going and getting a massage, going and getting a facial, maybe having a girlfriend weekend, just something like that. And of course now we can't do that. So it's really kind of changed. Well, what is self-care during this? So I think getting out and getting some exercise is one thing. And I think getting outdoors is probably important. We're blessed enough with our climate down here in Southeast Texas that we can do that. And so that's nice to do. If not, just even plugging in on YouTube on a free workout. I know there's many out there that you can plug into, but just getting moving. The other thing is hydration. The more I'm reading about the virus, the more I'm seeing that hydrating is one of the best things that we can do to take care of ourselves, because the virus won't attach to our lungs as easily. And so I've really been paying attention to that. I usually drink between 80 to 100 ounces of water every day anyway. That's something I've been doing for, like 20 years. So that's something easy for me. The other thing that I make sure I do is I make sure every day I write my gratitude journal. And by gratitude, it doesn't have to be anything major. It can just be, hey, we went out today and we wrote sidewalk chalk out where everybody could see, and that was uplifting messages. Just something that we're thankful for and to focus on, and that really helps me too. I've also been calling people more and just trying to check on them, or even texting them, but calling is nice. Calling is probably better. And just a couple of people a day. Hey, how are you doing? How are you holding out? And just listening to what their struggle is. And I think one thing I've heard is, it's hard not to eat a whole lot of garbage stuff. So I've just tried to make sure in our house that we have pretty much fresh vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, and that we're not eating all that processed garbage, so that we're not eating all of our Corona snacks in one sitting. Not good. Probably not good for us, because we don't want to come out of the COVID-19 with the freshman 15 from college. We don't want to do that to ourselves, and we won't feel too good about it either. Then I also have tried to commit on social media to not bash people or put people down, like parents who have their kids home all the time. And I know it's a big joke about how much we're going to appreciate teachers, but what I keep thinking of is, what about those teachers of young kids, and they're trying to teach classes with their 3 and 4 year olds hanging around their ankles? And I'm just thinking, wow, that would be so hard. So just really being sympathetic to those people and what they're doing, and seeing if I can help them in any way. I don't know, since we're kind of stuck at home, that's hard to do. And then, I'm just trying to find activities for the kids every day that is good, just going and doing the sidewalk chalk, and just going out and doing the walk, and doing board games. And I'm not a huge game player, but they enjoy it. And one thing I've learned is that the simple games like Sorry are fun because everybody gets into it, and it doesn't really take any particular skill to do it. So, but yeah, the self-care during the coronation, it's definitely a challenge, and trying to work through that. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, girl, I've been meaning to message you back. Please forgive me. I don't know what my problem has been, because I need to come and work out with you. That would be so good for me. Anyway, just knowing that Mike can continue on and work, because his whole thing is, if he can just make enough to pay his staff, then that would be such a blessing. There have been many times in our lives where we have had to give up paychecks, like after 9/11 and 2008 crash and all that stuff, and we're prepared for that. But his staff isn't. A lot of people are not. Hey, Wendy, how are you this morning? And I'm really trying to stay positive. I really want to believe what some of our leaders have said about maybe this could all be normal by Easter, and maybe we could even be in churches, but I don't know. That just, it seems like that's right around the corner. Who would have thought 2 weeks ago that we would be where we are right now? And so that's kind of hard to think about. And I'm really hoping and praying for our seniors, our class of 2020, that they get back to school, and get to just have a commencement. I mean, who would have thought that they would? I mean, I don't ever remember a time certainly not during the time that I've lived, that they might not be able to experience a commencement. And but meanwhile, they're being robbed of all their senior activities right now with prom and just a ton of stuff that they have going on, and honor presentations and all that kind of stuff. So just hoping and praying for them. I feel so sympathetic to that group in particular. So anyway, just some self-care ideas, and chime in if y'all have anything to offer besides the exercise and the hydration and fueling our bodies the way we need to, and trying to stay focused on that, and just to control our attitudes and all this, and be kind to one another. Sometimes it can be hard, but we can do it all together. So have a good weekend, and y'all take care. Bye.